The Seedy Side of Society.
When people talk about artificial intelligence, it's speed, convenience, the future. But what will we have to do to get there? AI data centers are exacting a toll on several U.S. communities, draining the local water supply to cool the center's massive data infrastructure. These centers are massive power hogs, burning through more electricity than entire towns. What does this mean? Last year across Ohio, Maryland, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, $4.3 billion in connection costs for data center projects across several mid-Atlantic states. Costs ultimately exacted from residents and small business in a time of wild economic volatility on a global scale. Fee increases and local usage restrictions attempt to balance demand, while municipal debt in the form of bonds and other tactics raise capital to increase supply to meet the new demand. AI is an opportunity, from ease of daily life to the next arms race of the future. The time of evolution is now, but at what cost? On this episode of The Seedy Side of Society, we'll glance at the hidden economics behind the tools we use every day, and what happens when digital demand meets real-world constraints. To understand the impact, you need to understand the machine. AI systems run on massive networks of servers that generate a huge amount of heat, far more than traditional data centers. If that heat isn't removed, the hardware fails. The fastest, most reliable way to cool it? Water. Lots of it. In fact, some AI-optimized data centers use millions of gallons per day, an estimate that only rises during hot months and peak hours with high workloads. When that level of demand meets a town that wasn't designed for it, the effects show quickly. In one Arizona community, a hyperscale data center was projected to use nearly 1.7 million gallons per day. Local officials noted that the added strain could accelerate wear on the city's water system, leading to more frequent repairs and higher long-term costs. In Oregon, a cluster of data centers used such a large share of the city's water supply that the town had to invest in new wells and expanded pipeline capacity. These were multi-million-dollar projects originally planned for 2035, moved forward by almost a decade. Colorado farmers reported lower irrigation pressure during peak cooling seasons tied to nearby data center operations, financially significant for small agricultural businesses. The tension isn't about blame, it's about mismatched scale. A town of 30,000 people might consume a few million gallons per day. A single hyperscale AI facility can match or exceed that. Most cities don't build their water systems expecting a sudden doubling in demand from one property. Infrastructure hits capacity faster, maintenance cycles shorten, and municipal budgets aren't built for surprises. So when one comes, the costs ripple to taxpayers, businesses, and daily life. This isn't malicious. It's simply a reality of rapid technological growth intersecting with resource systems that change slowly. Water is one piece. Power is the next. AI models require enormous computational energy, especially while training. Some of the most advanced models consume enough electricity to power hundreds of homes for weeks in a single training run. For communities, this can mean stress on substations, accelerated grid upgrades, higher peak load management costs, and in rare cases, the need for new transmission lines. And since utilities recover costs over time, those expenses often appear later as rate adjustments for everyone. If the impact is real, why do communities keep approving these projects? Simple. Data centers bring stable tax revenue. They attract other tech businesses. They create construction jobs. And they diversify local economies. For many small or mid-sized cities, that's a compelling offer. Most city planners aren't choosing between data centers or nothing. They're choosing between steady long-term revenue or hoping for industries that may never arrive. AI usage is skyrocketing, and as models get larger and more capable, the infrastructure behind them grows too. Over the next decade, we're likely to see more water-efficient cooling systems, new regulation around data center resource use, and smarter regional planning. The goal isn't to slow down AI. It's to make sure the communities hosting the future aren't quietly footing the bill. Because whether we use AI for work, entertainment, or daily life, the systems powering it operate in the real world with real consequences. And understanding those consequences makes us better consumers and better planners. Artificial intelligence is reshaping industries, creativity, and communication. But it's also reshaping the resource demands of the cities around us. If something in this episode hits you, don't just scroll away. Like, subscribe, and tell us your take. We're new here, and you get to help build this from the ground up. We'll keep exploring the seedy side.